measure success by corner offices, right? The next promotion, what kind of car that you drive, being and having packed calendars, a nonstop hustle. For a lot of people, this is how they determine whether or not they have achieved a level of success. But today's leaders, I would argue, especially for those in mid-sized corporations, nonprofits, educational lanes, they are realizing that that definition of success is really one that's like old-fashioned, that definition of success is really one that's no longer sustainable. And that definition of success is a pathway to burnout and really is unsustainable. It's a pathway that is now, and it's a thought process, a mindset, dare I say, that is outdated. Real leadership success, I believe, and here at Robbins Nest, we believe that it is about longevity, that it's about impact, and it's about well-being. What do you value most? Is it impact? Is it innovation? Is it the freedom to set your day? Maybe it's your family, or is it even influence? When you can define for yourself what you value most, this almost becomes like your North Star, right? It becomes the guiding principle, becomes the guiding direction for everything that you're doing. That once you start to set boundaries, you are actually putting limits on your leadership. But I would argue that that could be further from the truth. When you're starting to set boundaries with regards to your leadership, what you're actually saying is that you desire to protect your time. You're actually saying that in this second pillar, in our series on sustainable leadership, you're tapping into your representative Maxine Waters, right? Protect my time. This is so important. You need to keep in mind that not only are you protecting your time, but by setting boundaries, you're also protecting your energy, and you're also establishing your authority through non-negotiable boundaries. This is what we've learned. Number one is that individuals, when leaders don't model boundaries, the team burns out as well. Because think about it. If I'm a leader and I've sent you a late night email, or I've sent you a late night request, or I've asked you to stay beyond your normal scheduled day, and you do it out of compliance, maybe you too are experiencing fear, or perhaps you're worried about the impression, or you're trying to climb this corporate ladder. So yes, I'll just go ahead and do it. You then start to also burn out. So not only is the leader burnt out, but then the entire team is burnt out. And now the organization lacks effectiveness. So why are boundaries the advantage, right? Why are boundaries the advantage that all of us should be looking at? Even why are boundaries the leadership advantage, right? Let's already go there. So non-negotiable boundaries are not just barriers, but they really are structures that we can start to put in place. They're structures that we can put in place that literally can start to support your highest priorities. However you have decided to set the day, or the time, or the instance, or the moment. And as a leader, when I have clear boundaries, I'm able to then articulate those boundaries to those who I support. So here's something to keep in mind. When I have clear boundaries, they now, and when it comes to my team who work with me, they now can gain more focus and be strategic and clear on what their task might be. So ask yourself, all right, does my team understand the importance of the boundaries that I'm putting in place? Do they realize that it's not solely just to make the work go on or be more arduous, but it really is to put things in place to support all of us? When I'm able, and I have as a leader established clear boundaries, the team then can solve problems more independently. Time is measured, but energy is felt. Time is measured, but energy is felt. One of the most transformative moments in my own leadership career was in this journey that I've been on, when I started to realize that I wasn't doing the best job of spending and how I was allocating my energy. I was doing a whole lot of tasks, feeling like I was getting a lot done. Everything was perfectly scheduled. Notice the air quotes, right? Perfectly scheduled. And we were making progress, but not really moving the mission forward. Your energy is your equity. When you start to realize that, As a leadership expert and workplace culture consultant, we have had the pleasure, the honor of helping executives and leaders across various industries and teams to really start to identify where their energy is leaking. When you start to delegate your energy and remove those depleting tasks, and you also keep in mind by assigning your building margin, you'll start to see yourself show up more energized and show up a lot better. Overscheduled calendars do your energy no good. We have been conditioned to believe, the more busy I am, the more things that I'm doing, the more effective I am as a leader and as a person. And that's simply just not true. As leaders, we must leave room for recovery. We must leave room for thinking, and we must leave room for connection. Have you bought into the myth that rest is a luxury? I know I've heard one of my friends, she often says, rest is reparations, right? Rest is reparations. But somewhere along the way, especially in corporate leadership, especially for individuals, specifically women, rest got labeled as lazy. And if you took the time to rest, you were considered a lazy leader. When we rest, we become more strategic. When we rest, we are able to make clearer decisions. We're able to respond instead of react. We are able to regain perspective, innovation, and above all else, start to exercise our emotional intelligence. It's not just about escaping your responsibilities, escaping the day-to-day. It's about figuring out, how do I fuel my responsibilities? How do I fuel myself with more energy, more wisdom? Here's how you do it. If you are a mid-sized business leader, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are an individual who's still trying to figure it out, you can literally embed strategic rest into your leadership culture. You weren't meant to lead alone. I know it might be hard to hear, especially because we've been conditioned to think that you should be able to stand alone. You should be able to handle it all on your own. But that's not how we were designed. We were not designed to or meant to lead alone or even be alone. Who are my professional partners? A professional partner might be a coach. It might be a consultant, your operational leaders, your thought partners. Who's that person that you can call up and banter back and forth with about a new idea that you're trying to flesh out some ideas and things about a new concept? Who can you reach out to? Who is it that helps you to stay sharp and focused, even when it may not be in your lane? These are the people that you want to make sure that you continue to partner with. Remember, a coach is that guide on the side. The consultant is the person who is the expert. And the mentor is someone who literally says, be like me. Your mentor or that coach, your professional partner, this is the person who also will hold you accountable in the conversations that you're having. So a resilient support system is going to allow you to multiply your leadership capacity. That's where the replacing of yourself comes in. That's where creating another leader comes in. You also want to be able to accelerate your innovation. It can't happen by yourself. Remember, you can't coach the problem out of yourself, right? The same mind that created the problem cannot be the same mind that coaches the problem. This is the power of thought partnership. This is the power of the mastermind, people coming together.